Good morning. Thank you for joining me. My name is Chris Capper, and today we're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, and we're right off I-25 between exits 235 and 240. And today I've got just a really great coach to show you. Again, we're showing a Newmar, which is objectively the best Class A motorhomes that are built today. And we have a 2016 Newmar Dutch Star 4018, and it's just a great interior design. I know you're going to love it. Some of the quick details on the engine: it's a Cummins ISL9, which is an 8.9 liter engine, 450 horsepower and 1,250 pounds of foot torque with 15,000 pound tow capacity, and that you can get that with that Allison 3000 6-speed transmission that we have. Another great piece on this coach, it has a clean Carfax, and as we go through this, you're going to see that the prior owners not only were clean, they were smart. They did a lot of really good upgrades that are really good for you. Another great part on this is 2016 was the first year that Newmar introduced the Star Foundation, which I'll show you shortly. Strong, true, and robust, that stands for. And then also we have the first year that more floor hydraulic HWH slide. So we have the HWH hydraulic slide, HWH auto leveling jacks, and everything that you need to get your family where you want to go camping in the mountains or on the beaches. So coming over here, we have Michelin XRV 305 70 tires, which 22.5-inch rims, and they have this nice AccuRide aluminum alloy. So what Newmar does, and obviously these are newer than what the originals were, but what Newmar does, they always use the tires that have the highest amount of plies to give you the best ride on that. And let me just tell you, the axles on this, the front axles are 17,000 pounds and the rear is 20,000 with a 10,000 pound tag axle. So you have 44,600 pounds with a GCWR 59, let me make sure I got that right, 59,600. And this is a Freightliner chassis, so you're going to get that ultra steer in the back, which is going to really make it very easy to park this thing and to get around tight spaces in the campground. That coupled with a comfort drive, these are the best coaches to drive. And I've heard that time and time again from long-term RVers who have switched to Newmar. There's nothing that drives better than a Newmar on the market. So here we have, we're in our first bay right here. So you can actually put a shelf right here, so it's kind of pre-built for you. You can also, if you want to add a slide out tray with a nice cooler on that, or you can just use the storage space with this. And so I'm going to have you stay right here and I'll show you what the Star Foundation is. So the previous owner added this piece right here, but you can see I have this truss going all the way up here, and that's this tubular steel is coming above the chassis rails right here, and then all the way down the side. And so as you can see just how good that's built, what that does is that translates lowers the center of gravity for your coach, making it, again, easier to drive. And this engine is on a lowered engine. So they've actually lowered that engine with these rails to give you, again, a lower center point of gravity instead of having it jacked up a little bit. Gives you a little bit more room in the bathroom as well. So here we have a full pull-out tray. I can get about 2/3 of it out. And the reason Newmar does that is once you first get to your campsite, if you have stuff in the very center, you can pull this out on either side. It's a full pass-through. In addition, once your slide is out, you can still access the stuff on here. So, and then those screws right there, in case there's any issue with your slide, you can actually manually get those in or out. And here, look at this, never used. Why was that never used? Newmar invented the original slide, and they also invented the new hydraulic slide here for that full wall slide. And they have the best slides in the industry. Not to say that a slide can't have a problem, but Newmars have the fewest amount of issues that there are. We have a nice high definition Sony, probably about a 43-inch TV with this booming JBL soundbar. gives you a lot of bass with that. And then you can see they also had a little HDMI plug, so you could plug something into here and watch it. So whether you want to watch the game or whatever it is that you want to watch, you can do that. Nice metal slam latch right there because Newmar takes care of you. And then as you shut this, just look at this beautiful paint job. So this is a masterpiece paint finish utilizing BASF. And I did about 4 weeks ago, I did a 2015 Essex, and the paint looks amazing. This is a 2016 Dutch Star. This paint looks brand new. It's just great. The way Newmar does this is just amazing. They also have these nice flush mount slides. They're the first ones to introduce that, and there's very few, if any, that actually are doing a true flush mount slide. In here I have additional storage, and I have my whole house vacuum cleaner. So that's a central vacuum cleaner, that Dirt Devil, and that can also connect to that to do interior. And then you'll notice above us, I have this nice Nova awning made by Gerard. It has a wind sensor on it, and it covers a pretty good amount of this coach. So, and then I also have a nice door awning as well. I can pull this in either through a remote, but they can also just push this little button right here, and that will come in. There we go. So if I'm out here and let's say it starts to get windy, or I just want to go inside and get it out now so I don't forget, I can just push that right there and do it. So another thing I'd like to mention is that, so we have an Oasis heating system, and everything between these two axles is going to be heated by that dual loop Oasis heating system, 50,000 BTUs. And you notice, where do they put the a 105 gallon freshwater tank is right behind here. So there's a little pegboard in front of it in case you want to put some tools on it, a little storage space if you want to put some liquids, fluids in there. But just know that not only do we have that 50,000 BTU, 2 electric elements and a diesel element, that basement's going to be heated, but we also have tank heaters included on this build. So here's your ultra steer axle right there, which makes it really good getting in and out of everything. This is also, to my knowledge, the first year, at least that Dutch Star had the egress door. So that was incorporated, and I believe that Newmar also was the first one to incorporate that. So here's an absolutely massive diesel exhaust fluid container, and you'll see I can fill that from this side or the other side. And on the diesel tank itself, we have a 100-gallon diesel tank. So I have my 2 chassis batteries right here, and then I have my power cutoff for my chassis. So if I'm putting this in long-term storage, I can just go ahead and kill that right there so they don't drain or anything. Now let's just take a step back and look at this, how beautiful this paint is. I've got my high def camera up there so I can see where I'm backing up. And remember I told you that the prior owner was pretty smart and clean? Well, they've also these are connected into, so the docking lights, I believe it is. So if you're backing up, there's 2 extra lights back here to give you that extra view. Here's my 15,000 pound hitch right here, and I can put 1,500 pounds of vertical and 15,000 pounds horizontal. So if you have a lighter trailer, you could do that, and this is my 7-way connector. And then here, this is a really clean engine for 2016, and everything is super easy to access. So Freightliner did a good job working with Newmar, customizing this chassis, giving you what you need to do. So I can access all my fluids over here. There's my Oasis up there, fluid that is part of that hydronic heating system. Everything's super easy. And you know what you don't see? You don't see a radiator. So, that's gonna lower your total cost of maintenance down because the mechanic doesn't have to swing that radiator out like you would on another, like a Ventana or something. And the side radiators, you don't have to worry about stuff flying on it, hitting it while you're driving. Here's that other fuel area for this. Got a little bit of a nick right here. Something hit that, just pointing that out. And then right here I have a place to put your sewer hose, so you can just keep that out of the way. You don't have to worry about having an extra bag for that. That's gonna get exposed to the elements in there, but that's okay, it's a sewer hose. And you'll see right here, this is my HWH leveling jack. So just absolutely massive. I've seen people put these down and change their tires with them. So what we're looking at right here is going to be my wet base. So I have a hot and cold shower right here. You see they did an upgrade right here for your sewer rinse to make that easier to utilize. I've got my fresh tank water fill. Normally you're going to keep that in autofill. That's my gravity drain for my sewer line. I have a power cord reel for my fresh water hose. So everything is super easy to access right here, and you get that nice clean water. And even this area right here is going to be heated. So here I have this is a 50 amp coach. I have a 50-foot power cord reel right here. So notice that most of these are all lit inside, and then that's connected to your automatic transfer switch. So remember I was talking about that oasis. So when you're in a cold environment, like right now, it's a little chilly out here. So with this, I get 50,000 BTUs of heating. So everything inside is going to be nice and warm. Think about having that furnace boiler down in your basement, and it's just heating the pipes up around in the modern way. That's what this does. And then there's a blower in there, so you get that really hot liquid going around. And then the fans are blowing that heat out. Plus, you want to have a hot shower for as long as you want. If you're at a city water connection, this is where you go. So you're going to get a super hot shower if you wish. Here's the other side of that pass-through tray. And again, we talked about the prior owner being really smart. And look at this. So we have 600, each of these are 100, so I have 600 amp hours of batteries. These are 12.8 volts, and these are lithium ion phosphate. Lithium ion phosphate is the best battery solution to get. You have the fewest issues with lithium ion phosphate, and also they tend to last the longest and have the best energy storage. And then I can't see this, but we've got a Victron Energy solar controller, because I have solar on the roof. So that is also, Victron is top tier stuff. So, and then you still have a little bit extra battery storage. So if you wanted more, you could add it. I have 2 diesel fuel areas, so I can fuel on either side of this. I can also fuel at both at the same time. So really nice. We've already talked about this. And then this is my access point. I can pull that and we can see that 8,000 Cummins quiet diesel generator. It's running right now. You can hardly hear it. That's my exhaust for it right here. And then I have my chassis fuses and whatnot right there. So this is where you access that. So chromed mirrors. So here you'll see I have a diamond shield coating on this right here, and you see it actually worked. There's something that went by it and it didn't cut into the paint, it just hit that diamond shield right there. And so this paint protection film has done its job. It's really in great shape. See a little knot right there. And again, on a 2016, you typically are going to have a lot more issues on the front, but because Newmar is using the best paint protection film and the best paint, and then you have this nice bonded windshield that is bonded into the chassis and gives you an amazing view for the beach or the mountains, which is why you're out here. Nice heated chromed mirrors right here, and we can adjust those for you. Coming back here, I can get inside my coach by just putting in whatever my code is. And then after I put my code in, if I hold down 1, it will unlock the door. If I hold down 2, it unlocks the door and my entire storage base. All those compartments are opened. And so a little doorbell for your friends when they're coming over. And notice I even have some paint protection film around here, so that way my keys won't like cut that up. And all this is in great shape. Right here is going to be my high def side view camera. So as these open up, you'll notice these are chromed steps right here, and I have easy access to the ground. Now typically when I'm at the campsite, I'm going to drop that air, so it's going to have a much lower, so I'm probably going to lose several inches right here to make it even easier step. Both of these steps right here, we have storage in them. So I have storage in this one, so you can put your dog leashes, your flip-flops, or whatever it is, slippers that you want to have in there. And then here I've got a deeper compartment that you could even put some maybe one or two pairs of boots in there, hiking boots. And as you were coming in, just notice I have a nice grab handle right here. And then I also have a nice grab handle right here. And what I grabbed here was the remote. So we do have a remote to put those in and out. And then just let you kind of get a look down the aisles here so you can see how much space there is. And I'm just going to get around to open these up. So and let me just turn this, take this key in, turn the lights off. So that beeping is a warning saying, Chris, you forgot to put the lights out. So now you'll see that this is the first time that Newmar had that more floor slide. So if you see that slide going out, you'll notice it's raised, so you don't have to worry about that crack in your tiles or scraping them. I haven't seen that issue in the 9 years that they've had this out. And then this right here, once it gets to its location, you're going to notice that it just lowers down like an elevator. And here we go. It's nice and quiet, nice and smooth, and my God, does that look gorgeous. So we have these nice porcelain tiles. We have the Cordoba decor and the caramel glazed cherry here on your wood. I'm going to open this. So a couple other things is you'll notice at the top throughout the coach, I have these nice wooden pieces, and what's right underneath those wooden pieces are going to be your HVAC. So we have two 15,000 BTU Penguin heat pump air conditioners. So you do have both of that, so you can use your heat pumps here. You can also use your Oasis, your electrical burner. So if you just want to heat this is on a lower temperature day, but not super freezing, you can use all your electrical elements, so your heat pumps and your two electrical elements in that Oasis, and that's going to minimize the use of your diesel. Now, what's really cool about that Oasis is it's a low pressure system. And being that it's a low pressure system, it's going to use less energy, less diesel on that. And on top of using less diesel, it's going to put out less exhaust and not be as loud. So here we are in the bathroom, and this is, do I have this set now? This is your emergency egress door. Now, for the most part, you're just going to use this to load the rear of your coach. So, and you'll see I've got my Dometic toilet right here. So I can actually control that, right, just by pushing that button. And then it wouldn't be a good bathroom if you couldn't wash your own clothes. So here we have a Splendide washer and dryer right here, and this does vent to the outside, so that means it's going to get you that that faster cleaning and drying. So throughout this, you're going to notice that we have this nice Corian countertop. Let me get my water off of that. And this has got a nice bevel. So you see you have two different colors on this right here, and everything is just matching, pulling it all together with these nice maple cherry wood right here. And then I have a massive storage behind here. So my medicine cabinet is pretty deep. I can plug in your curling iron, your razor, your hair dryer, and just leave it in there off of this, so that way it doesn't fly around when you're driving, and it just looks a lot cleaner. You'll notice that they upgraded these to have the LEDs in this as well. And all these puck lighting right here will also be LED. Coming down here, so just kind of take a look at how nice these cabinets are throughout here. We've got a little bit of glazing going on, and that just comes through everywhere that we're looking. And I don't know if you can see this, but the way the light's hitting that just gives you that rich, warm glow, kind of a deep glow from the wood grain. So plenty of storage space in here. And then I also have 2 drawers, so to store additional stuff. Now you might be wondering, well, why didn't we use this? So this right here is going to be your engine access compartment. So that way, if you're working on your engine, or if you're like me, you're having one of our top tier diesel mechanics working on it, if they need to access this forward part of the engine, they can just open these and access that. Coming through here, another little drawer. And then, so look at this. I have a safe in here, place to hang up your clothes. And then they've also put little clips right here so you can actually clip things in. So this was just a owner who had this, did a lot of cool things. And notice how this hinges. This cannot hit this. So it's really good work from Newmar. Place to put your towels or robes right here. And then inside this, radial shower. This is adjustable. And then there's also additional hooks for scrunchies, washcloths, whatever you need. And then they also added this for your shampoo, your soap, whatever. So really good owners for this, did a lot of cool things. And you'll see some of that throughout. And then when you're driving, you just want to make sure that that is clipped in and locked. I've got a couple more little hooks in here that they've added that we can store things on, and then a privacy door. So really, really comfortable. So I'll let you guys come out into the bedroom. So here I have a king mattress that has the sleep number bed. So, or this says Comfort Air. So really comfortable right here. Plenty of storage up here. So this is all going to be carpeted. And then this goes all the way across. And then again, we have some of this nice hardwood maple with a cherry color on that. Just looks really nice on here. And then I can control a lot of my elements of the coach from right under here. So I've got my reading lights, but I can turn all the coach lights on or off right there. Or I can turn them all off, and then the ceiling lights on. When I was talking about these panels here, these will open up, and then I can just pull those filters off, rinse them out in the sink, put them back on. Within 5 minutes, I can change all my filters and clean them. So under this bed, I have my 2 chairs, folding chairs here that match the interior decor. And then I also have my table leaf. And then this right here is going to be my Dirt Devil vacuum, and then they conveniently left a few extra bags in there. And you'll notice I've got these nice heavy-duty struts, and look just how thick that Newmar builds things. So they're just really the best in the industry. And then you can access under here your slide mechanism if you ever have to do any work on it. And you'll also notice just about the only carpet in this entire coach is going to be right here on each side. So you don't have to worry about that getting dirty, because you ain't walking on it. On the left here, you'll notice I have 2 USB-A outlets and a 110 outlet. So you have multiple ways to plug your phone for charging, or your tablet or whatever. And it looks like on each side that the prior owner put a place that you can just stick your phone in there and maybe hang your earbuds or whatever else that you might want to hang. That is on both sides here. So again, they've done some really cool things with this coach. Speaking of that, if you'll look right here, you'll see that they decided to change this from a shirt closet. So it still has the hardware there, so you could put that back in, but they put three additional drawer spaces. And then so I have 6 drawers, so 5 drawers right here, and then 1 AV closet. So you'll see how these open. This comes out a little bit further so you can access it. And then if you'll saw nice wood in here that they're using. And then they also have this nice glaze, like I mentioned, throughout the coach. And then this right here, really, this is where your slide comes up and out. Just makes a nice little seal right here, so when you're sweeping, everything's easy to get to. Sony high def TV here, and then you can access underneath this with this piece right here. Most manufacturers are going to say this is how you do an emergency exit out of your coach. So I'm nearly 53 years old. There ain't no way I'm getting out that window without hurting something, breaking something, maybe killing myself. So just know that Newmar just cares for you. So here's my audio visual compartment. And in this, what I can do is if I want to put a satellite on here, or if I want to put a Starlink, I could actually have my streaming device or my satellite box right in there, and that'll hook right into my TV. And then an additional storage area. So there's a light in there that actually, yeah, so they've upgraded these lights to LEDs instead of the original ones that were in here. That is all the serial numbers for your coach. Probably need to tape that back up a little bit. And that's how I put my bed slide out. So again, this is a full wall slide, and then we have the 2 campside slides that come in and out. And then here I have this heavy duty door to give you privacy. So when your guests are here, and you didn't feel like making your bed that morning, you can just close this off. And if they need to use the bathroom, they can come right here. And I like this. I'm a Navy guy. This is what we call the bathroom. Got to visit the head, and that's it right there. So whoever that did this, either Navy household or a nautical household. In here, I got another porcelain toilet with a Dometic access. My electrical system's above here. Additional storage in there, and another medicine cabinet, and again another sink. And it has that nice Corian countertop that matches everything inside and out. Now, back in the day, the Oasis system is so efficient that this room gets pretty hot because there's such a small room that's blowing in. There's a little button in there. You can actually just turn the heat off in there because this can be overwhelming. So here we are at my favorite place. Anytime throughout the coach, by the way, if you see these little like shuttered areas, that's where your Oasis is blowing out that heat, and that's throughout the entire coach, front to back. Let me set this over here. So I've got some storage right here, more storage here. This is a slide out shelf. Here, if you want to take some notes or just tell your wife I love you. There you go. If my wife is watching, I don't know, but there you go, baby. So you can just put a little note there or whatever. Right here I have color, all the colors for the original coach, which this was a special color order. So it doesn't have a particular name to it, but you can actually access this. You can call Newmar up. If you were to scratch anything, like that one little nick that we saw on the side, you could just see which color that was, call them up and order that from them, and they could probably get it out to you within a week or two. And then here we also have the Country Club. So I like to talk about the Country Club because it is a great resource for Newmar owners. It is the owners group. They have quarterly meetings in the regions all throughout the country. I think there's 8 regions. And then they also have a national meeting once a year. And for that big meeting, they usually bring out their techs and give you like a discounted rate for that. And the Newmar techs know more than anyone else knows in the country because it's all they work on. Our techs, I would say, are the second most knowledgeable in the country. We have the highest level certifications from Spartan, from Freightliner, and from Newmar as well. So here we have a massive sink right here. So, I mean, you could bathe a little kid, a little dog in there. Got a extra piece right here, and then this comes out and will give you your flow or spray. But for the most part, when you're not doing the dishes, oh, that's upside down. When you're not doing the dishes, you can just keep this here because you have so much counter space. So let me show you a little trick here. I'm going to come over here. So this is a little bit before Newmar had the little button here. And So there's a little spot here that you can just pull this out. So now what you just look around here, I have all the space. So I can cut my carrots and onions there. My wife's a little shorter, she can cut them right here. So you just get a lot more space, so you can actually have 2 people in the kitchen at the same time doing different things and accomplishing what they need. And then we have these 2 drawers that come out this far. So just a massive amount of storage space in there. And then when you want to shut this, just kind of give it that little hip check. And then coming up here, got a little spot. This isn't too deep right here, but if you want to keep your spices and stuff like that, it's a really great space, which is probably where I would keep them. And then here I got another adjustable shelf that I can store things. So here, nice convection microwave oven. Let's get that back on the track. So you have a lot of cooking options with that. So you can cook pizza, wings, it's got convection, it's got the, early version of the steam simmer on that right there. And then you can just pick what it is that you're looking for, and it will sense it, put how many potatoes you're in, you get it. I'm sure you've seen these right here. Oop, did not want to do that. So true induction cooktop, best way of cooking, most efficient. You're not going to have any fumes from gas in here. You don't have to worry about carrying propane, guys. That's one less thing to worry about. And we have that 600 amp hour battery system, so you can cook for a long time with this. So you just put your pan on there. You can set your temperature and the time. So you can cook anything from eggs real quick. It just heats that pan up, and this does not get hot. As a matter of fact, what you can also do is put a piece of silicone right here, put your pan on that. You can cook right through that silicone, and it's not going to bother anything, as long as you're not getting something over, silicone is 550, 600 degrees. These won't get that hot. So nice drawer right here. So it looks like they have some of the original paint. I'm pretty doubtful that paint's going to be any good right now, but it is there with all the colors, so you can try it out. And then this is a little diamond shield repair kit too. So lots of remotes here. So just to point out a couple, I've got the JBL sound bar remote for outside, so you can control that with the remote as well. And then for all of my TVs, I have nice remotes. And this is for the Girard awnings as well. Look at this, guys. I have a nice stainless steel on the bottom where it counts, and we got plastic right here to keep it nice and quiet for you. You can put your stemware in here, and you can bring your plates in there, silverware here. So lots of options for you to clean what you want. And if you want to do your stemware delicate, fast, normal, and heavy. So those are the differences, that options that you have. And you can also put in eco mode if you want. Eco mode is going to use less electricity for you, and probably less water. Nice stainless steel outside, and when you turn this off, that locks that in. So when you're driving, it's not going to fly around. So let us turn around this way and see the other part of their kitchen. So something else a smart prior owner did is they added a little LED backlighting right here, and then you have these slide out drawers that come out all the way. So when you're here, you can get whatever's in the back of that very easily, even if you're not so tall. So if I'm 5'3" or 4", I can still access what's in the back of that. So having some height has its advantages. Now, speaking of height, these have different settings. I can change these. These are adjustable, so I can see that the prior people made this a little bit lower or gave a little bit more space here. So maybe it's where they have your cereal or your pasta. Like the bigger boxes of that could fit right here and just store in there nicely. That shuts. And then here I've got this nice Whirlpool refrigerator. This is going to allow you to get your water from here. I can control all the aspects of the refrigerator from here. Open my freezer. So I've got my ice maker down here, and then more storage space down there. And then in here. So again, this whoever had this, they put these elements on this to make it give it a little bit more traction than what you would have with just the glass underneath it. So that's glass underneath there. They have this here. I really like this. I have not seen this before, and I really like that. Now let's say I have some oat milk and I want to store that. This will just pop down there and I can just store that right there. So you do have some choices with this. Nice little drawers down here and then in the wall. And notice that even though this is a 2016 Dutch Star, this Whirlpool has the upgraded, the good ice and water filter right here, so that way your drinks taste like water and not mineral. Again, we have our whole house filter. It's going to take a lot of the heavier stuff out, and then we have this right here, which is going to make everything taste better, right? And then I also have a fresh flow air filter just to kind of keep the smells in there down. So if you're storing onion, I don't know why you'd put onions in your fridge, but if you did, or maybe you only used half your onion, you have that, or some scallions from, and you want to make some eggs with that in the morning, some scrambled eggs, that's going to introduce some smell. So just upgrade that filter right there and you're good. So right here, point out a little thing, a little bit of separation right here on the seam. Otherwise, I have not noticed anything wrong on this ultra leather that is included with this Dutch Star. So just remarkable condition. These are the most comfortable. This is the Eurobooth dinette. This was an upgrade. I don't think they were doing this before 2016. I think that when they incorporated the more floor slide that they were able to do that. I could be wrong because 2016 was the first year I started selling Newmars. So right here, this pops out and I can put that additional piece in here. And then there is a little snap right here, so I can snap that. It might be a snap on both sides. Yeah, so there is a snap on both sides. So you can snap that in there, so that way when you're driving, this doesn't fly out, which would not be optimal. Now, one of the things to talk about is how Newmars are made. And they use a residential wall. And what that means is they are 16 on center, and except when they're not. So what does that mean? Well, they're never going to be more than 16 on center. So sometimes they're going to have actually more C-channel or tubular aluminum in there. So for example, right around this window, we're going to have this window is going to be completely framed. They're also going to weld in some radial gussets on this frameless window. So every part of that window is completely framed in. There are some companies that just use router, open that up, or jigsaw and stick that in, and there might be one element that it's actually glued down to. With Newmar, 100% of that is. So the other issue that a lot of coaches do is they have a laminated wall slide. Well, this is a residential slide. The big difference is with a laminated slide, all you're doing is packing in bead foam insulation. And wherever you have a aluminum structural piece, the heat or the cold from outside, aluminum is a great way to transfer heat, right? So if it's freezing cold outside, it's going to let that cold come in here by pulling the heat out of here. And with Newmar, they're using C-channel, so it conducts less of that, and I can tuck the batten insulation in there. But what no one else does, to my knowledge, is Newmar puts a piece of vapor seal on the inside, and then they put a 5/8 inch bead foam insulation on the inside of that. So there's no place on a Newmar that does not have a window or a door that doesn't have at least one, if not two, forms of insulation. I don't know anyone else that does that in the Class A market. So again, why I say Newmar is objectively the best motorhome manufacturer in North America. I'm not comparing those to Prevost, so if you guys are in the comments, I'm not comparing that to Prevost, but those are millions of dollars each. So looking at this, I've got these nice maple cabinets with that cherry finish, and so we've got the carpet on there, so it's going to minimize vibration, minimize sliding, minimize noise, right? European style hinges, and these are nice and tight. That was loud. I don't know if you could hear how loud that was, but it was loud. That's just keeping that stuff in for you. And then we break that up. So this is kind of straight, it kind of comes out at an angle, goes straight again, comes out at an angle. So that way you don't feel like you're in a shoebox with a bunch of shoe boxes around you. So again, these come out here, and then lots of storage space right here. And then I also, right underneath this is what's kind of neat about this. There is this nice window right here, and you can actually put a little, like a Euro recliner. I think originally there was one with this floor plan, and those are really comfortable. If that's something you're interested in, just please let me know. I can get one of my parts professionals to get that ordered for you. And then you'll notice that right here where it matters, I've got not just a 110 outlet, but I also have 2 USB-A outlets. So that way, because what are you doing when you're sitting down? A lot of us are going to have our phones or our tablets, and having that phone or tablet there, I can just have that plugged in, charging it while I'm watching it. So I've got this nice high definition. This looks like maybe a 50-inch Sony high def Bravia television. I believe that's a Bravia, and plenty of remotes for that. Under here, I've got this really neat pull-out, and then a little area for storage right there. So if you did have your chair right here, you could actually have like a drink there or whatever. And then some more storage underneath this. And then I have this really nice Greystone fireplace right here. I can change the timer on this, 30 minutes, all the way up to, I think it's 9 hours, okay? And then I can change the heat from low to high to automatic, and then what level of this color is, and then on and off. So pretty cool right there. There's a remote, so I can do all of that right here, and that is putting out some nice hot energy. I don't really want that. Oh, I can also set the temperature on that. And what do we have on this side? Well, there's a pull-out, so you can actually have guests sleeping right here, but this is a very, very comfortable couch. I can sit back, relax, watch my TV at the end of a long day. If I like to go whitewater kayaking, I'm usually very tired at the end of that. So I can just watch, stream something on Netflix or Prime. And then, again, more storage up here. And if you ever wonder why is this space missing from storage, it's because I have structural steel behind that. And Newmar is, the thing is, when you know the difference, that's their tagline, these are made to last a long time. So here we are in a nearly 10 years, it's a 9-year-old coach, and it's still, look at how amazing everything is. So it did benefit from having a smart and clean owner, but it's also benefited because it's the way Newmar builds. So let's finally come up to the very front here. I talked a little bit about Newmar's comfort drive. I think I mentioned it. So we can set that comfort drive, and what that does, it just makes it for a much easier driving experience. So get that. So you see we have our Freightliner coming up. This automatically locked my doors and my cargo bay doors. So let me push this back a little bit so you can see in here. So I can actually change the seat pedal position. So I always say get the seat pedals where you want them. I'm sorry, not seat, the pedals where you want them, and then bring your seat down. I can bring this down, and this is fully tiltable and telescoping. I can set my lights right here, my cruise control, windshield wipers, and then on here is my HWH leveling right here. I've got a 3-stage engine brake, which is on. I have a power window here, so I really recommend getting those universal toll modules, but if you did have to pay a toll, which I don't even know where you do that anymore, you can do that right there. You're definitely not taking this through a drive-through. Here's my heated mirrors. I can adjust my mirrors with this little pad right here. Now that's gonna just adjust the top, not the bottom ones. So just to understand that that's what that's gonna give you. So I got my lights right here, turn my fog lights on and off. And then this is gonna be kind of old school, and a lot of you guys love that. So your analog displays are never gonna go bad. And we talked about the comfort drive. I got one finger on this. I'm taking the absolutely massive tires and moving it with one finger, and guess what it's doing? Oh, well, let me reset it for you. So when you are backing up taking really tight turns, this just moves so easily. I can do anything I want with just moving my pinky. Try to do that on a different coach when you're just sitting there and not moving. It is not easy. So I can turn my air horn on, so get ready. Sorry, Evan. But nice and loud. And then if you just want your regular horn, just a normal horn right there. I can turn my generator on, my overhead fans, high, medium, or low. And notice I don't have them focused at me. So this is actually doing what you want. It is defrosting that front windshield, which is so important when you're driving, especially in the cold times. So again, more access to whatever you want. If I want to put that step cover up for my wife, or she wants to put it up for me while she's driving this, comes up right there, and I don't have to worry about my dog or my cat falling down those stairs. So makes it a lot nicer. And remember, we talked about that hydronic heating fan. You can turn that on, off, and low right here. So let's get those step covers back, unlock that door, turn this baby off. It's gonna beep at me because my lights are on. And again, thank you for joining me. My name is Chris Capper. We're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. This is the 2016 Dutch Star 4018 and stock number 5U241054. If you have any questions or you'd like to make this coach yours, please give me a call. This is such a beautiful coach. It has all the modern conveniences of the Dutch Star and the Newmar lines, because that started in 2016. So I can really help you out with this. You can reach me at area code 813-333-2988, and I promise to take good care of you. Thank you so much, and happy camping.